All right, call the meeting to order. If we all stand. Rose, would you lead us in the pledge?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make more copies, huh? I don't need ones. No, I don't need one.
We'll wait till Mr. Camp has a seat. Who wants to give him this? Diana, you want to present it, please? We have a presentation to be made at this point, and Diana, you can make the presentation on camera.
I'm not sure I want this.
Just pile.
Oh, it's your tax bill. Oh, isn't that nice?
Yes, Mother. Well, you can have it back.
No.
We did the pledge, and we're now ready for public comments.
Wow. All right. Public comments. Well, that was fast.
Yeah.
Approval of the October 23rd, 2012 Selectmen's minutes.
I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, treasurer's report. Cool beans, thank you.
All right, so I have done the month-end work through the end of October, a more final report. And what I've done is add the column for the proposed 2013 budget and put in the numbers that I have so far.
Okay.
So we can look at numbers that are missing. And hopefully by next week we can find out if, or let people know that they need to.
Before you first a question, Mr. Chairman. Jessica has asked if she needs to be here to take minutes for that particular section, what we're doing in the work. Obviously it's open to the public, but do we need minutes? I don't know. Personally, I don't think we do anything that would need minutes other than put numbers in, which aren't final anyway.
Actually, there has to be minutes because it is a meeting.
Okay. We've done that before or something. All right.
Unless it's it's a budget workshop, right? That's what we're doing. We're not actually holding a meeting, we're holding a workshop. You don't have to be here.
I thought it was declared our selectmen meeting.
That's what it was posted as.
Posted.
Okay.
Okay, then you need to be here to take minutes.
Okay.
And if that's a problem, let us know, and
I'll be
we'll
here. That's fine.
figure out somebody can take them for us, or one of us will take them.
So, moving along. We currently have $149,977.99 in the bank. And I do have a number of checks. I wrote tonight the check for the trust funds because Tom said he'd be in attendance. So he will be transferring the money to our checking account this week, and I would like to be able to give him this check.
You got a long way to go.
I know.
Special delivery.
I know. So I knew he'd be here, so I thought this would be a good time to give him the check. So that was one check that I did write. In addition, there are all the checks for the election workers. So you may start signing. I did go down last Saturday and surreptitiously closed our account at TD Bank. I had asked them to mail us a check for the $1.48 that was in the account, and they did not want to do that, so I went in person and said, I'd $1.48, please. And he said, would you like that transferred into one of your other town accounts? And I said, no, thank you.
What other town accounts do we have with them?
We don't.
Are you sure?
Yes, because I took the list of the accounts and said,
And say we have money
these
sitting
all
out
need
there
to be
somewhere?
closed. So I have the $1.48 in my purse and will deposit it at Meredith Village Savings this week. Talking about budget, I left 2 letters in with the bills, which maybe Bill and Clifton can read afterwards. We received the quote from Primex on the workers' compensation for 2013, and it was $645 in 2010. 2011, the quote went to $1,409, but we paid $620. Now the quote is up over $2,000. And so I think it's time to,
Go look elsewhere?
yeah.
Okay.
I'd like your permission to contact LGC and see what they will do for us, and possibly a private person or two, so that we have 2 or 3 quotes.
What about the price?
I don't know that, because the payroll went up $10,000, certainly not enough in a workers' comp situation to warrant to double the insurance rate.
Didn't we have them before? Local
We
government
have the property and liability insurance with LGC,
Okay.
and they do carry workers' compensation, so I thought I might start there. What else do I have to tell you? I think that's it. What's that one?
Town of Brookfield,
That's the,
the Conservation Commission Trust Funds.
yeah.
So you said we have
500 to conservation, 500 to heritage, and then the balance to the trust funds.
Are these in secret or some special
No,
thing, Evans?
Mary, you said we had about 160,000 left after,
yes, but remember, he's giving us 75, we're giving him 80. So,
So we're only taking 5,000 out.
right,
That's for the road?
I love that.
The road.
yes.
Yeah.
And you know what, Tom's done a terrific job in every year having all the information, and you do a good job.
Wow, there are a lot of checks this day.
There are. That's the one,
It's those elections.
yeah.
On average, what did a poll worker get paid?
They get paid $7.25 per hour.
Per hour? So kind of around $100 per person.
They, well, depending how long they work,
Mhm.
Rose and Doug Vanderpool won for the number of hours.
Way to go, Rose! What'd she win? Long hours.
A lot of hours.
$7.25 an hour.
No, the people did, they really did a long day. And they really deserved
14
it.
hours.
They did an awesome job.
Yes.
All the
So-
poll workers did an awesome job.
And that is not taxable as long as they're poll workers and earn under $1,500 a year.
Wow.
1,500?
Yeah?
I mean, but do they have to pay tax on it at the end, on your
No.
income tax?
No,
Wow.
I thought it was 600.
that's 1099.
1099, please.
That got separated, okay.
Oh, there's more. You were hiding some.
So I thought it might be helpful, give me some direction, if you had the expenses through these checks and the checks that I write tonight or tomorrow night on this updated for next week. You won't necessarily have all the income, but you would have the expenses through that. Do we care?
Absolutely, we care.
Okay.
I was just looking at actual fuel costs for the buildings.
Well, remember we pre-bought
This year,
this year.
this has last year's numbers in it. So we didn't pre-buy last year.
No, we did not.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, wow.
Right.
Okay, so roads. And this is through when?
This is through the end of October.
October, okay.
And budgets from people I've received them from.
Mary Lou, there was a question about a bill that we had from the attorney for $2,000. Did you see that one? You were gonna check it out, Clifton, right?
Which one?
The one we got.
There was, I never got it back.
There was a question about a $2,000 charge for the Fairpoint work, and you were gonna give him a buzz and get an update on why that we had that bill?
Yeah, because they're representing us, because Avatar's not representing us.
That was totally our charge?
It's not, no, the bill was broke down. You don't have that bill? It's not on there?
No.
Okay.
There's an information only on Fairpoint. Second page of this one. But no, there was another bill and it never got to me.
All right, that must mean I still have it. Okay. Yeah, these are not, I guess the Fairpoint's not covered by our contract because it's not considered a utility.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's, how did they say that? It's,
A utility is gas and electric
Yeah.
only. They don't consider telephone.
the telephone, even though they run,
That's an assessing,
they run on the same
law.
poles as the electric wires do,
yeah.
it's not considered a utility.
But they gave us a bill for $2,000. Remember that bill?
Yeah.
And we were
Yes.
questioning why.
I don't have it in front of me to see what the breakdown on it was.
You were gonna chat with him to find out where it came from?
Yeah, but I thought that was if I'm recalling right, that was the question about whether or not that Avatar's contract was covering.
I hope we didn't spend $2,000 to find that out.
That was the issue. There was all kinds of charges that we were questioning on that
Right.
$2,000.
Right, it all had to deal with the preparation for, okay, that's the other one. That all deals with the preparation on for the Fairpoint case. And I don't have it to sit here and read in front of me.
That seemed excessive if they're going to charge every town.
I will drop it off in
$2,000
the
or
box for you
whatever.
guys tomorrow, so you guys can take a look at it.
Oh, we've seen it. The question.
No, with all the notes,
Okay.
okay? I'm trying to remember what the breakdown was. There was, one of the bills that I had was divided amongst different towns because a percentage of it was billed directly to each town.
Yes.
And that was divided upon us. And then there was another bill that was, I think the $2,000 you guys are talking about, that was prep work that is directly billed to us for research.
So we're gonna pay the $2,000.
Oh, we're going to be paying more than $2,000 for this.
We shouldn't have given him that.
What's that?
Nothing.
No, you're right, we should have, hindsight's always 20/20, probably would have been smarter.
Not to take Avatar's advice
Right.
on that one, and did what we were going to do. But, so, I will have those bills in you guys' box tomorrow morning.
Well, that's okay. The answer is it's a legitimate
It's a
bill.
legitimate bill. You can have those two back.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else from the treasurer?
No, that's it for now.
All right.
Thank you.
Tax collector.
The bills will be put in the mail tomorrow.
Taking it
Well,
back.
here, take it back and put mine in the mail. That way I don't have to look at it
I
tonight.
will not. I need a signature from you, Clifton, and I need a seal put on that. No, it doesn't say Clifton Camp directly.
Does it say he can pay everybody's taxes? That would be good.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Oh, I better win a big, big, big lottery for this one then. So that's just the warrant?
Yep.
Okay.
I can do the seal after the meeting.
And once she does the seal, I'll give you each a copy of it.
Okay.
The only other thing I wanted to mention was I had someone contact me. It isn't really a tax collector, and it's more for you, Clifton, that wanted a copy of the master plan. Okay, I found copies of the original master plan.
Uh-huh.
I found the addendum and the update in the books that we have.
Right.
So I made copies for him of those other two, gave him the full packet of the three of them, charged him $20.
Good for you.
But what I want to know is, do we have any of those copies already made of we have plenty of the original.
That would be
copies.
planning board?
I know, that's why I'm telling you now.
And,
so I haven't come to planning board.
yeah, there should be some floating around in there.
Yeah.
I would have
We couldn't
to,
find any. Dick and I both looked.
I'll call
for them.
George and find out where he's got them.
It's more the,
Yeah, it's two books that you get.
well, the addendum,
There's the one that we worked on, and then there's the original one.
but it comes almost in three sections. The ones I took.
1990,
Yeah,
2000, and
Right.
2010. 2000 is a update.
2010, there's no
2006.
2010.
2006.
2006,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
whatever it was.
So what I did was make copies. The 2006 one also had 6 maps in it.
Right,
So I had to make the maps and get those put in the right place. To do that, I used the the ones that are in the loose leaf book that are already, I assume, for here. They're not the ones for sale.
right.
I'm just wondering, I guess all that might be online now, I don't know, but if somebody
I don't think
wants-
that's been scanned in yet.
Well,
That would be a
that's-
good idea, so.
But if we had a few of them,
Let me
and
call
can
George.
charge for them.
Yep, let me call George tomorrow morning and I'll find out where he's got them stored.
Yeah, there's a book, there's a box with the original ones upstairs, which is the,
Yeah, but there should be also a box with the
We didn't
newer
find it.
ones up there as well.
we didn't find it, so I just thought I'd mention it. you know.
Unless they've been handing out just the new one without the old ones. Because there was identical amounts made of
I
each.
don't know, but Dick said you had to have everything, so.
Yeah, because
That's what
one
it's
is
there for.
continuance on the other.
And this went to Chuck Robbins, actually, is the one who wanted it. So
Okay.
I took care of it and got it to him. and We might want to look into having a few of those, just in case.
Yep, I'll find out where he's got them.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything from, nobody from the town clerk? Administrative assistant.
My office will be closed tomorrow and Thursday for a conference. And then I'll be back here on Friday, Selectmen hours, morning.
Cool beans.
It's administrative. And that's it.
Assessor clerk.
It's all in one.
All in one? Oh, it's all inclusive. So I should just say them both together? Is that what you're telling me?
That's why it's all in one.
Okay. Agricultural Commission. Anybody hear from them? That is a no. Cemetery trustees. I don't see Mr. Nason for code enforcement or road agent. I don't see Ray floating around.
Stunham Road is lovely.
Is it?
Yes.
I have to get up there and drive it. Good. Conservation Commission.
I can tell you that we had a good meeting at the Moose Mountain Lodge last Thursday. We received a presentation on the recent completion of a Lakes Region Conservation Plan done by the Forest Service, SPINIF, which is Society for Protection of New Hampshire Forests, and Moose Mountain Regional Greenways. They've done almost all areas of the state. This particular one includes all the towns that drain into Lake Winnipesaukee. So it's quite a big group. We had about 60 people there. Mr. Bordeaux was kind enough to donate the lodge for the meeting. There were people from Milton up to Tuftonboro there, New Durham. It was a good turnout. This meeting was primarily displaying the information they've collected so far. They took many different sets of data and identified the areas that were most in need of conservation or protection from further development, and they have that information now. It's all mapped out. If I can get it on a website somehow, I'll get it to Rose. Maybe we can link it onto our website. But the next step will be to, maybe talk to landowners in those high priority areas and try to get that land protected. But it was a good presentation, and it's a good facility for that type of thing. I was pretty proud to be a member of Brookfield, being in that facility. A lot of good comments.
Awesome. Okay. Governor Wentworth's Regional School District. Heritage Commission.
We had our 4th annual, well, we haven't done 3 others, but the 4th annual Veterans Day potluck was held last Saturday, and we'd like to thank everyone that came. We had 31 people. John Dansereau's son was becoming an Eagle Scout on Sunday, and that was nice to see the whole family out. We had 2 Brookfield state representatives elect at the dinner, and that was nice. Bill and Tom Lavender, and I really would like to thank all the men who went into the kitchen and washed dishes. Thank you. The Heritage Commission, as most of you are probably aware, is trying to get questionnaires handed back in on what to do with the schoolhouse. There were some handed out, over 200 handed out on Election Day. We have some here, and we're asking that they be returned by November 30th. We really would like the public's input and the town's input on what the townspeople would like to see done with the schoolhouse. And we will be tallying those the first part of December and see where we go from there.
Okay. Joint Loss Management quarterly meeting will be December 11th, 2012 at 6 p.m. Planning Board. Come on up.
I'm going to try to parse a 3.5-hour meeting into a very quick little summary of what happened last night. Last meeting I mentioned that Bob Bordeaux came to ask for how to go about getting his disc golf course set up at the lodge. We had thought we could waive the site plan review, but after talking to the lawyer for the town, she said you basically cannot do that. So we've been working on either a minor site plan review or a way to just make it easier to save the applicant time, a shorter version. But one does have to be, filled out, because it is a change of use. We're still reviewing the changes in the FEMA flood maps. We're going to take care of that rather quickly. We're on a timeline for that. We discussed how to better handle farm stands. We've been getting a lot of questions about where to put a farm stand. You know, so when Ed Mason goes out, it's not really clearly defined how far off the road it has to be and where it's allowed and not allowed. So we're going to come up with a better way of defining that and have perhaps a inspector criteria for it when somebody asks for it. As Brookfield's representative to the SRPC, which is the Stratford Regional Planning Commission, I gave a report about the quarterly meeting that happened November 8th. The last meeting here, I mentioned that they may discuss the New Hampshire Association of Regional Planning Commission's policy document. They decided not to talk about that. They would move that discussion until February. But also during that meeting down at the RPC, they mentioned they had a big presentation about the Granite State Future Agreement. That's also been videotaped. You can watch that on my website. It's actually on the main page right now. And that's pretty much what we got to.
Can I answer your question? The presentation that was put on, which side or which pro or con was presented?
Well, the executive director is the one who put on the presentation about the Granite State Future Agreement. About 15 people showed up from the area in opposition or of concern. I wouldn't say it was complete opposition. People had a lot of questions. There were 2 people from Durham, which were mostly there to just support the idea of regional planning, but it wasn't pretty much focused on the Granite State Future Agreement. But in my opinion, the actual presentation wasn't that detailed. Out of the 18 communities, I was the only commissioner to ask any questions at all. And if you watch the video, I'm not really too happy with the answers I got, but if you watch the presentation, and if you have any questions about it, you can forward them to me and I can find out what the answers are to that.
Okay.
And we do have on the list of things to do, the looking at zoning for the emergency trailers and equipment. So we'll have that in place. So there won't be any questions. I believe that was a concern. I think that's about it.
Okay, thank you. I know this says website statistics quarterly update January 8th, 2013, but do you have anything on the website tonight? Okay, moving on. Other boards and committees?
One note for the from the trustees. Mr. Roland Delisle, who used to maintain the aluminum can bin behind the building, has announced that he's retiring and he's taking his bin away. So Rose put a little note on the website for us, but I think it'd be good if we could find somebody else who would like to continue that. I've only been with the trustees a short while, but I think it's been bringing in about $50 to $100 a year into the Scholarship Recognition Award, which is it's
considerable.
No, considerable, and it's no work for.
That's
for
better
the
than the interest we get.
Right.
Okay. So we're looking for somebody to take over that program and get their own cage put together to collect.
Well, I think Mr. Delisle might be willing to sell what he has. I think he's getting out of the business entirely. So.
I'd like to know, to somehow find out what one of the cages squished down, what actually is the value of that.
How many pounds of...
Yeah, and just see whether, we should get a higher percentage or whatever.
The arrangement we've had is that he would take the cage, weigh the material, and we would get half the proceeds. I don't know the exact amount he gets per pound and that sort of thing, but as I say, he'd only send us like one check a year, basically, but it would be for $50 to $100, somewhere in that range. And I got the impression he was very upfront and honest with us, and I thought it was a fair arrangement. There's a lot of labor involved on his part. He's got to drive down to the metal scrap place with all that material, so.
Well, we appreciate what he's done for the town and the
Yeah.
Scholastic Award, and he'll be missed.
Yes.
Okay. Any other boards or committees that need to come? Yes.
Could the selectmen send Mr. Delisle a letter showing their appreciation?
Can you get us the information on that?
Yeah.
So we can,
I'll draft one. I was thinking of drafting your letter anyway.
Okay.
I don't know if I do that.
that's perfect.
Okay.
Old business, Scholastic Achievement Award. There was a letter to the Board of Selectmen in regards to who can get the Scholastic Award. I gotta grab the book.
Anybody have a higher tax bill, just swap it while he's gone.
I remember it's 1995.
I know Rich does.
I have it right here. It's the 1996 town meeting.
Okay, it was 96. I think it was 95 or 96. The question was whether or not, or who qualifies for the Scholastic Award in regards to who can receive it. And the warrant article states to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $250, which was amended on the floor to $500, to establish a scholarship fund to be awarded annually to the Brookfield student graduating from high school with the highest grade point average. Said fund shall be administered by the trustee of the trust funds and shall receive donations from fundraising activities that may take place for this purpose. Majority vote required, and it passed.
Does it say the high school or a high school?
It just says to the Brookfield student graduating from high school
Okay.
with the highest grade point average. Now, I couldn't find anything else that amended that to say it was only Kingswood was qualified. So at this point, all high school students, regardless of the high school that they go to, are eligible for this award. And the highest grade point average of the high school students that are available wins the award. So they have to submit to you the grade point average, or do we poll the grade point averages for all the students? And
Well, right now the way it's been done is the guidance counselor at Kingswood would do the work for us, and she would check with if there's any students going to Brewster. She'd include them in the mix. In my mind, the ideal way to do it would be to have homeschooled students submit their records to the guidance counselor and have them pick the winner. But talking to Rich, it sounds like homeschool students don't have a GPA. They have, it's more of a pass-fail arrangement. So
I think this was a good policy for 15 years ago.
right.
Today, we've got many, many homeschoolers that
Right.
somehow we have to fold into this, I think. So the question is, how do we want to move forward to consider the homeschoolers and the total population of high school people in Brookfield?
I think there's a way that homeschoolers can have their, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think there's a way that they can have their work evaluated. There's an assessment test.
Yeah, but it's not GPA.
But no, it's an assessment test that can be done through the school district that would give them that GPA. It's not like taking the SATs or the ACT test. It's
Would they have to pay for it?
do they?
I don't know.
I don't know
That's the
either.
question.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the homeschooler situation and how that all works. And Mr. Nason's not here to bounce it off the question since he's the resident expert.
I think we should consider forming a committee, maybe with someone like Stephanie Marsh on it, and someone that has a student in high school, and let them come up with a recommendation. Maybe we have to submit a new warrant article to change, but let's get some facts on the table and see how we want to move forward.
Okay, well, I was going to suggest, since the trustee of the trust funds have been designated to oversee this program, if they could work out some guidelines as to how this could work, or maybe do just that, is set up a committee or a subcommittee to figure all this out, to figure out how homeschoolers could qualify, or how they could justify their grade point average to compete with the rest of the schools.
I personally like Rich's idea. The way I see it is we're designated to oversee the program. I think that's the accounting of the funds and the writing the checks and that sort of thing. But as far as making the policy, I think what you read to us is what the town wants, and I wouldn't want to individually or just the trustees come up with a new policy. I think the way to do it is to perhaps write a new warrant article, which wouldn't slow us down. We're not going to award another one until May anyway. So I don't think that, if in fact homeschoolers don't have a ready-to-go GPA, then what Rich is suggesting, to have a committee come up with a new warrant that would include them somehow, then that's the way I think we should do it. But.
Okay.
What kind of a diploma do they receive?
Not sure.
Well, I mean, it has to be a diploma, or they would have nothing to submit for college.
Well, and that's just it, because most colleges go off of GPAs. They look at a student's GPA when they consider them for the school, and a lot of the grants that schools write are based off of, what kind of classes you took, what your grade point average was, whether or not you slacked off your senior year or not. Do you want to spearhead that and get with Stephanie Marsh?
Sure.
And
just one other person. I want to try to find someone that has a high school student or a junior high school student.
Would Mr. Nason qualify? He has 10.
Yeah, but they're not actually in school.
They're
all homeschooled.
We'll get his input, and we'll get Stephanie. I think Stephanie.
It might be something that Jennifer Sonricker might be interested in.
I thought of that too.
Use an objective gauge, like they are senior level SATs. That's an objective gauge instead of having some.
But again, the warrant article is.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can reword. You could form a new warrant article. But
what happens?
An objective gauge when you have a homeschooler, it's a wishy-washy subjective angle, and they're going to cry foul that they're not going to have a GPA. If you're going to go to college, you need to take the SATs. And the highest SAT could be the winner there.
Would you have the SAT results by winter?
You would, yeah.
Okay.
Most people would take them late fall, so you get them 1 month later.
The winner's picked in May, so
right.
It would be.
I was just trying to give you time.
I think maybe it would pay to contact the different high school principals or somebody, or guidance departments, and see how they handle this, because there may be something that they have, how they roll in the homeschoolers.
There is a standardized teaching method for homeschoolers that they have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know if a GPA or what kind of diploma that they end up getting at the end of it. If it's a GED, like a GED, or if it's actually like a high school diploma. And again, Mr. Nason's not here to bounce off the questions off us, since he's...
This all comes under the school district.
Yes.
Ultimately, so why not involve our local school district representative?
Which would be Jim Manning.
Yeah, as your other
That would be a good idea.
Committee.
Okay.
Let him do something to service us. Did you get that?
Yeah.
He knows how I feel.
Okay, yes. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We'll get a group of people together.
Well, he'd know who to contact.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
And the goal is they come up with a new potentially a new warrant article to replace this one. Okay.
Okay. I have not heard back from Nate Fogg yet.
Can I elaborate on that?
Sure.
Nate was at this meeting at the Moose Mountain Lodge, and I connected him with Mike Speltz of the Forest Society, and the Forest Society has all the GPS points for the border of Middleton and Brookfield.
Wow.
So Nate, they're passing back and forth emails, so Nate can just march out there and whoop, there it is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, he can get within 3 meters
Put
of
him in
it.
the vicinity.
Yeah, within 3 meters of the point. So that'll make his job a lot easier then. So I was going to send, because I haven't heard from him, but we did give him till like the end of the month. I'll just shoot him an email and get an update from him in regards to that. Our first budget meeting will be November 20th, 2012, here at 7 o'clock, did we
Yes.
agree?
Yeah.
At 1900, 7 o'clock. So we'll be kicking off the budgeting information. Planning board update, travel trailers, he covered it. It never got discussed at the last meeting, but it is
I'm sorry, I didn't hear
before
you.
the travel trailer question that you had on here that's showing up under old business.
Yes?
It is on the agenda, they didn't get to it at the last meeting. So it is before the planning board, they will be taking that issue up. Welfare policy.
I talked to Lynn. She gave each one of us a copy of proposed welfare guidelines, and she was questioning whether we want to approve those this evening.
I looked for mine, I didn't see it, it's probably right in there, so I did not read it.
Okay?
Okay.
So we can do that next
Meeting.
meeting on the 20th.
We'll do it on the 20th.
You have any comments yet, Clifton, or are we all set? Or?
For what? On the welfare? No, we'll just put it all together on the 20th. That makes it
Okay.
easiest. Review of the municipal building application.
Right. We took this offline to update it so we could,
Right.
so
So we have the updates? Did everybody have their own input?
the question was the key. There was a new policy on the key, remember?
Yeah. Right, it says the return key to the selectman's office the next working day. We don't issue out the key anymore. So we just need to update that and approve it. So we need to strike that line and add in I don't know how we add that in. Because we have a designated person to open the building for all events and to ensure that it is secured at the end of each event. And that the thermostats are reset and all windows are supposed to be closed.
Who's that person?
Dancero. John. I was thinking of his brother for some reason for a second. John Dancero does it for us. So once we have the building, our building the request for the use of the building, and we've confirmed it, then John is supposed to be notified to come open the building for those people. He opens the building up for them. We have an estimated time that they're supposed to be done. He comes back at that point to make sure that the building is secured, that the thermostats are set where they're supposed to be set, that the building is cleaned, and the windows are all closed, and the doors are locked.
Could you put that down for us?
I will do that.
And the water turned off? Hot water.
And the hot water turned off.
You don't have to do it now, you know, what you want.
Which brings to mind, we were supposed to put up the storm
We
windows.
did.
You got them up?
It was a two-person job. I tell you, those old windows don't want to move.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Just guess.
We were gonna do that
I'll
election
take
day
care
or
of that.
something.
It was tough.
Day after.
Day after, we took down
And
that.
then we decided, we were gonna do it after the election, then we all decided to go home, and then,
Next week.
all right. Eagle Scout letter recognition. I did not get over there to talk to them on that Wednesday. I will write a letter for the recognition. I have to grab some letterhead. And I'll be back in here for you guys in your box to sign off on.
Here's a proposed letter, if you want to incorporate that or do what you'd like to do with it.
Okay.
Rich and I were able to go on behalf of the town, to make a to be there, but we made no presentation because we didn't have anything to, each had letters they read from everybody, but we were there.
Track letter update. Anybody have an update on the track?
Well, he already asked for a recommendation. Are we with him or without him, right? That's what he sent in his email.
I'm not sure which way we're going. I mean, he gave that presentation on the track program, on the proposed track program, and at first it was to request funds out of the Park and Rec Committee, and that's no longer being done. I'm not sure, if the Board of Selectmen wants to put in a recommendation whether or not that they're behind the program. I mean, we could discuss that. I'm not sure how you guys want to proceed with that one.
I personally don't see any downside to supporting him. They're not asking for any money, they just want to know whether we support the activity.
Well, you know how these things start.
It could start that way, I understand that also.
So I have no problem supporting the concept, but these things tend to, all of a sudden, they want money, so. And that's up to the townspeople, so. If they want to do it, there's nothing we can do about it anyway. If they want to present a warrant article, they
That's right.
present a warrant article.
So do we support him then?
I'm on the fence whether or not I support the program or not. I mean, as an individual, I'll support, but as a town official, like Bill says, it just starts opening the door for the hands, and I'm not sure I want to go there.
Well, I think we should support him, so I'd vote for supporting him.
I kind of, that has something mentioning about negating the commitment for funds at this point.
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you, Bill.
I'm sorry, if you could put something in saying that we, at this time, we're not able to put financial support or not supporting the town, financially supporting the project or something like that.
Okay.
So is that a motion?
Well, yeah, I'll make a motion and that we support them at this time, not to include any financial support unless it comes to the town as a warrant article.
Okay, I can second it. Of course, you know they're gonna do it now, that's right. They can do it anyway.
Well, they can do that anyway. All they have to do is get enough signatures. So, having a motion made and seconded, any further discussion?
Just one thing on discussion. How about are we safe with the playground money staying in the playground?
Yes.
That they don't bring a motion up to take
it cannot be utilized for that.
Okay. And if they change through a warrant article, put something in there, take it from that, because we have some residents who made big donations so that will be used as a playground. So how do we prevent them from, let's say, borrowing, getting the money from them?
Because the money's, and I'll defer to the trustee of the trustees of the trust funds, but I believe that once the money is designated for a park and playground, it has to be utilized specifically for those purposes.
Right.
You cannot divert money out of the park and playground to help build roads in town. You can't divert office monies out of the office trust fund to go to the park and rec playground. So once we set up a trust fund for a specific thing, those monies have to be utilized specifically for that thing.
There is an RSA to change the purpose. It takes a town vote, 2/3 majority to change the purpose of a trust fund.
And that's a lot of votes.
Okay, well, if that's the way it goes, but I do think then the people who make the donation should have some say on it, or get the money back or something. But it's neither here nor there.
Well, we have a new chairperson for the park committee, the Park and Rec Committee, and we are looking forward to some renewed energy in that area, and hopefully we'll revitalize that and get that program back up and running and make some more headway on it.
Did we find out if we can take the money out at any time, or do we need
That's the way around
one
it.
article to use the money?
Is the Park and Rec, is that a trust fund? It's not an expendable trust, right?
It's a capital reserve fund.
Right, so it is town vote.
A town vote to take it out.
Okay, so we need to do something for March.
Right.
Okay.
And that, you might recall, that Parks Fund a few years ago was merged in with the Capital Reserve Fund that had been with the town for, I don't know, 15 years. It was put into a fund that was called the Parks and Recreation Equipment Fund. And then we merged that playground fund, or whatever it was, into that. That was an erroneous move years ago. That's now been separated, so I'm going to call it the playground fund now, is separate. It has almost $4,000, and the Parks and Rec Equipment Fund is, I think, around $7,000, something like that.
Right, but they're both designated for the Park and Rec.
One is called Parks and Rec Equipment, and I'll have to read the warrant article from a couple of years ago where we put that playground money into a capital reserve fund. I don't remember the exact wording, but I think it did have the word playground in it.
Because the other account was for the Wolfboro Parks and Rec, is
No.
that?
No.
No, that's completely
It's for
different.
the same thing.
Okay, was for
But
the
one is town money, and the other is donation money
Donated.
and
Oh,
fundraising monies.
Got it.
Exactly.
They're meant for the same purpose. They just have,
Okay, good,
there's two different revenue streams there.
great.
Are you the new chair? Yes.
She is the new chairperson.
I'll find out the wording for you and I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, that would be great, because I want to get this up and going.
Right.
So, yeah,
Track.
great.
Right.
thanks.
Okay, getting back to the track, we have a motion and a second. We're still in discussion. I'm sorry that I let it wander there for a second, but any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstain? And I abstain. All right. Any other old business before I move on?
Yeah, last meeting, this was forwarded to me for review. Looks like a standard contract to me.
Okay. Oh, this is the Cartographic Associates Incorporated maintenance contract, which we've been under for years and years and years. It's the same amount for $750.
The time interval was interesting. You see where it's for,
April 1st, 2012 through March 31st, 2013.
so it's,
For data processing recorded. So yeah, this is for all the information that they're gathering between April 1st and March 31st, and then it's for next year's maps.
okay.
So they gather the information first, and then they do the maps that following year. So did you want to take a gander at it before we sign off on it?
Go ahead, move on.
All right, any other old business? Any new business? Okay, hearing none, we'll wait for Bill to finish reviewing that. and we'll-
I guess I have a question.
Yep.
Is it clear who we have to contact for budget? In other words, we're gonna have a budget meeting next week, a week.
So how do you want to handle the people that have not contributed? Did planning board discuss the budget at all last night?
It's on our future agendas.
Needed to be last night.
So you're meeting again when, the planning board? In a month?
In a month.
So we'll put a budget for them. What else can we do?
We'll put a default budget in for them, and then when we get it from them in December, we'll still have time, because we won't be completed with all the budget.
Is there anybody else that you
I
have?
did talk to Virginia today. She said she'd have it in my box. It's not, but she'll probably do it.
Which one are you talking about?
Okay. So
I
we're
told
pretty
her
good
we'll
shape.
meet next week. There's a bunch of people missing, so.
There are.
I had Marilyn Bushman Cemetery.
Yep,
I just
yes,
forwarded
I
it to
got
you.
that.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It just said Selectmen and me, so I forwarded
Yep.
it to you. Okay.
I have not checked my email in 2 days, so I'll look in there and see if there's any of them that were in there.
So, maybe could Jessica, when she's here on Friday, send out a reminder to some people, if I mark who hasn't done it?
Yep.
And
Okay.
let them
Just
know,
pop me an email. Let me know
Sure.
who it is, and
Sure.
I'll get it. Okay.
let them know that if we don't have one by the 20th, the board
We'll make one.
will set a default budget for them.
Jessica, was this the same when we had the property on Langford Road across from Clifton, and it was a dispute between how many acres there were? They said 68 or something, it was listed at 168. Were these the folks that got involved in that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They were very good.
So there's a use of them as far as helping determine the acreage.
Okay, so I'll take a motion that we accept and sign the maintenance contract for 2013.
I'll make that motion.
Second? Okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We do have a question on meeting on Christmas, or Christmas Eve, I forget what it is coming up on the calendar in front of me, but my recollection is it's one of the Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Can you look in that?
Christmas is on Tuesday this year.
Yeah, Christmas is Tuesday, so that would be it.
I'm making a motion right now that we will not hold the meeting on Christmas Eve.
Christmas night.
Christmas Day.
They just said it was Christmas Eve. Christmas Day. We will not be holding a meeting on Christmas Day. And we will forgo that one because we will have enough budget meetings to make up for it.
And New Year's. Might as well go all the way.
Is New Year's on Tuesday
No,
too?
You meet the second.
Yeah, but it's not the
Tuesday.
second.
It's not the second
first.
Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Second would be good.
Good.
All right, don't. Okay, so I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second?
Any further discussion?
Could you review the motion, please? Which one is it?
We are not holding a meeting on Christmas Day,
Got it.
so we'll need to post that there will be no selectmen's meeting. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so now we'll need to post that so we make note that everybody understands that there will
Well,
not be a
we will
selectmen's
need to
meeting.
meet somewhere before the,
Yeah,
clearing all the bills before the end of the year.
right, well, we're meeting on
We
the
got till
20th,
January 10th
Okay.
for bills to be backdated to.
so we'll look at the calendar at the 20th meeting for the
Okay.
next budget meeting. And then we have the regular scheduled selectmen's meeting at the beginning of December. So we can look at that and see if we need to hold another meeting the week after that, if necessary.
Give it to Jessica.
All right, any other further business before the board before we go to mail? Hearing none, I will, you want to grab the mail if there's any?
Well, there's plenty.
I'll put this back.
Should have stayed in your comfy chair.
I should have.
You're handing out treats?
I am. Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you very much.
For you and the family.
I had, I talked to them today about transferring money to you.
Yep.
This was the account.
Brian.
Does that look familiar to you, Brian? Or it's not on here? Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
I did not,
Oh, there it
don't
is.
see that.
You know, okay.
You can see the thing in the mailbox of mine about the change in the
All
welfare.
right.
Okay.
And
Stiff?
I'll have to I'll go home and transfer money tonight.
This one's open.
Because there's only 13 half.
This one?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in a
That's
hurry,
really
so.
the only one.
No, I try to get it done.
Okay, all right.
I didn't get a bill either.
Just for general information, Governor Whitmore School Board meeting met at the Tufton Borough Central School Monday, November 5th.
I wonder how the people in New Jersey and New York are going to be
Thank you for all those
Christmas.
hours. It's a long day today. I guess so.
Haven't seen it in New York, yet, where we paid the taxes.
Jessica, did you send this over to Laura?
They get a tax bill first of the year for the whole year. And they get a school tax bill
You want a new one?
for the first.
Yeah, it's on a different one.
So they already paid out everything. Now they're all gonna be looking for assessment adjustments.
Oh, yeah.
I sent the other one. No.
Okay, so that one just came in, so you'll need to send
Okay,
that
that
one.
one just came in.
This was just a verification of how taxes were paid. For request of the president.
There's a lot of them. It'd be
One of
very
the
easy.
They'll be
BCLAs.
bringing
Zero
qualified
For
adjustment.
request of the resident,
Oh, okay.
questioning
Yeah,
how
my,
money was
nephew.
dispersed and everything, so how taxes were paid.
Because it's the parks and
I haven't seen
So
it,
this
but I
is
know
just a
that.
record?
That's a
Oh,
record.
yeah.
And he
Okay,
was,
great.
It was given
company was
by hand, it's like proposed to.
This was delivered to the person?
Yes,
Perfect, thank
Okay.
I
you.
have to checks for those.
there's a copy in the file. There's a copy in the file.
There's already a copy in her file?
Give me that seal and just leave it on my desk.
Okay.
And I'll make copies tomorrow over here.
Okay.
Office of Energy and
Great.
Oh, wait a
Planning.
minute, shh. Mary Lou,
Oh, this is on the FEMA map. This
let's check
is,
in here.
this is just some of the changes that they want the planning board to make to the FEMA maps. So if you'd like to approve that, once you're done with it, you give it to Jessica. Hey, Mary Lou,
Yes, sir.
I got statements for you. I think they're statements.
They are?
Nothing from TD Bank.
Pull that $1.48.
Can't believe they made you go over
And
there.
they never asked why you were closing it. None of those,
No.
didn't want to know.
Didn't want to know.
Mary Lou, did you have the other check?
For what?
Remember we talked about on Sunday you called?
No,
me?
it'll be written tonight. They had to approve it.
You're getting it, you're getting
Got
it,
it.
you're getting it. Right up to the chair.
Life insurance.
You want the envelope, Scott? Date and initial.
No, just two.
All right, this one's just the letter from New Hampshire Employment Security in regards to updating all the contact information about the town.
Settle it out of court, basically.
So, do you are we linked? Is this linked to our website?
No.
No, that's the Gov site. The
And it
GOV
should
site,
be,
right?
we should put it in our town because lots of people.
I think we should include it in our town information.
Yes, that was
The
gonna
state
be one of my
has this
recommendations.
online.
Right, but we could link to it
Great.
in our website, put a
I'm not
link up.
familiar with it, but
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
it's like something gov.gov.
Yeah, it's to see profile for all
The state
communities,
that
visit
says-
our website at www.nhes.nh.gov/ELMI and select the community profiles from the Fast Find drop-down menu on the left.
I can definitely
But
do
it
it.
needs to be updated.
I was gonna say, is that the update?
No, this is the update one from 2012. This is as of 2012. They're not doing another update until May of 13.
Okay, good. So will you be on the, it's nice of me to ask you, will you be on the, let's get the town report right 2 years in a row?
Sure, I'll do that. I'll do that. I like it. I enjoyed that.
It was fun.
Get Harriet involved too.
I got Harriet.
You do already? Good.
She's done working again.
She is.
Yes.
She's
Last
done?
Friday was done.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, whatever.
That's good.
That's good.
For her, that's
Sign
good.
off on those.
Yes, this is, and we got this before. Did we get one of these just recently?
I knew I didn't get that cell phone bill.
I'm sure all the help has all the free samples. And it's not the whole thing, it's just.
Oh my God, I wish my cell phone bill looked like that.
Yeah.
I got it.
So what's your prefix? If it's a 520, you've been getting, the last 2 days, I've been getting all kinds of spam calls.
No, I'm 6.
Not from Rachel.
Not from who?
Rachel from the card services?
Oh, yeah, Rachel and I are buddies.
He
No.
needs to sign
Oh, I'm
off.
sorry.
Oh, you missed things. I'm gonna pass your name on to Rachel. Guaranteed to be called at least 3 times a week.
Oh, great.
We're getting to be buddies.
What's going on with this trace thing? It's just.
We just got one of these, but now they want it updated earlier. Imagine what this must cost for tax money. Eesh.
You're gonna go fix it.
Federal. Our new representative in Washington can take care of that. We're off to a good start.
They hand-delivered her. That's pretty good. They got her to sign it. That's a letter from the court in regards to having Mitchell Bates act on our behalf. Oh, look, I like that. Account paid in full.
Yep.
It's got a little smiley face.
How cute.
So do you carry that?
Like $4.
Mine?
I still
18.
file
No, that's
them.
not yours.
Is that the last in the mail except for
The
this?
BTLA?
Yes, sir.
So this is the flood insurance
No,
study?
no, the one that Bill's reading.
This actually
No.
needs to go to the
That
planning
doesn't go to
board.
me?
You'll see it.
Oh.
It's just,
This is the planning board's bivvy.
Gotta keep everything with the file, you know.
yes, please do.
All right, I'll cut the checks and I'll let you know, it won't be tonight, I'm too tired, but possibly tomorrow. I'll keep you posted
That's
when
good.
they're there to sign.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know. I get home in time to see.
That was good.
I could drag it out a little longer if you'd like.
It's okay. See you next.
Any further business to come before this board tonight? Hearing none, this meeting is hereby adjourned.
God, I gotta go pack. You didn't do that? I gotta go pack.